Live from New Delhi, you're watching DD India, India's voice to the world. I'm Mark Lynn. Namaskar. Coming up in News Hour. India-France ties poised for new heights as Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the President of France, Macron, meet in Mumbai today. PM Modi hopes that the talks will advance global progress. Bharat Gen sovereign AI models launched at the India AI Impact Summit. Union ministers spotlight AI's role in education, agriculture, health, defense and IT. Tarique Rahman to become Bangladesh's Prime Minister today as the cabinet will take oath this evening. Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla represents India at the ceremony. India and Iran, US and Iran hold high-stakes nuclear talks in Geneva. Trump indicates Tehran may be willing to make a deal. Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the French President Emmanuel Macron are set to hold talks in India's financial capital, Mumbai. Both leaders will hold discussions on strengthening bilateral cooperation across a wide spectrum of areas as enshrined in the Horizon 2047 roadmap. In addition, the leaders will discuss regional and global issues of mutual interest, including cooperation in the Indo-Pacific.
On 17th February, India and France will enter a new phase of cooperation in innovation. In Mumbai, Prime Minister Narendra Modi and French President Emmanuel Macron will jointly announce the launch of the India-France Year of Innovation 2026. During Prime Minister Modi's visit to France last year, both countries announced the Horizon 2047 roadmap. The India-France Year of Innovation 2026 will be part of that vision. Throughout the year, programs will be organized to promote innovation in defense, space, civil, nuclear energy, climate, digital technology, and emerging sectors. The initiative is expected to generate awareness and inspiration, especially among youth. The India-France Innovation Forum will be held in Mumbai on 17th February. Apart from Prime Minister Modi and President Macron, the forum will bring together business leaders, startup representatives, researchers and policymakers from both countries. To take the India-France Year of Innovation 2026 to the public, a special cultural program will also be organized at the historic Gateway of India in Mumbai on the 17th. The Year of Innovation particularly will focus on startup collaboration, joint research, higher education partnerships, artificial intelligence, green technologies, and next-generation digital technologies. At a time when the global order faces multiple challenges, this collaboration between India and France will signal positive and constructive engagement on the world stage.
This is the time of innovation, and India cannot miss this chance. That is why India-France Innovation Year 2026 is very important, because if India has to become a developed nation by 2047, innovation is very important. Akhilesh Suman for DD India with camera person Ashish Sharma in Mumbai, Lok Bhavan.
Well, earlier the French President Emmanuel Macron arrived in Mumbai for a three-day official visit to India at the invitation of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Apart from his meetings in Mumbai, the French President will also participate in the AI Impact Summit hosted by India, underscoring the growing collaboration between the two countries. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has welcomed President Macron to India. In a social media post, he said, and I quote, "India looks forward to your visit and to advancing our bilateral ties to new heights. I am confident that our discussions will further strengthen cooperation across sectors and contribute to global progress. See you in Mumbai and later in Delhi, my dear friend Emmanuel Macron," unquote. The French President Macron began a visit to Mumbai by paying tribute to the victims of the 26/11 Mumbai terror attacks and soldiers who laid down their lives protecting the public. The second day of the India AI Impact Summit is underway in New Delhi, with a focus on inclusive AI growth. A series of high-level panel discussions is being held, and these focus on harnessing artificial intelligence for inclusive and transformative growth. These sessions include AI for social good, impact that works, scaling impact from India's sovereign AI and data, and innovation to impact. AI as a public health game changer. Several Indian ministers, on their part, are highlighting the role of AI in agriculture, health, defense, IT, as well as in education at the Global AI Summit. Education Minister Dharmendra Pradhan attended a session on pushing the frontier of AI in India at the Bharat Mandapam. Now, session highlights India's transition from policy vision to implementation at scale, leveraging public digital infrastructure, centers of excellence, teacher training programs, curriculum integration, and deep collaboration with industry and startups. The event marks another significant milestone in the ministry's continued efforts to leverage the transformative potential of artificial intelligence in education. Addressing the session, Dharmendra Pradhan said that the Prime Minister organized the AI Impact Summit to encourage India's next generation, and they are participating in it.
AI in education और education in AI दोनों परिपूरक है। AI के माध्यम से एजुकेट होना और AI के बारे में खुद को एजुकेट करना हम सभी के लिए एक नई दुनिया बन चुकी है। इसीलिए हम भारत में प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने AI इम्पैक्ट समिट का आयोजन किया। मित्रों, भारत 21वीं सदी में एक नॉलेज बेस्ड सोसाइटी की ओर बढ़ रहा है, ज्ञान आधारित समाज की ओर बढ़ रहा है और हमारी इकोनॉमी जो आज दुनिया की 4th लार्जेस्ट इकोनॉमी बने हैं, आने वाले दिनों में हम और बड़ा साइज की इकोनॉमी बनने वाले हैं।
The Union Information Broadcasting Minister Ashwini Vaishnav inaugurated the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting Pavilion at the India AI Impact Summit 2026 on Tuesday. The MIB Pavilion at the India AI Impact Summit features panels, masterclasses, as well as technology showcasing AI's transformative impact on media and entertainment, including AI-driven production, workflows, multilingual voice technologies, gaming innovation, content monetization, and responsible AI frameworks. Addressing a press conference, the minister hailed the ongoing summit and said that India in the coming 2 years will be seeing more than US $200 billion investment across the 5 layers of the AI stack.
We can see the enthusiasm, it's palpable. We can see the interest of the global leaders, that's visible. We can see the investment opportunity that is today countable. It's going to be probably over the next 2 years, more than $200 billion worth investment is likely to come. We can see the commitment of VCs in our deep tech startups. That's clearly committed. We can see that interest in making AI accountable to the society, making sure that we can get the benefits of the new technology while we can contain the harms which might come from it.
At the 4th Global AI Summit, Union Minister Jitendra Singh underscored the transformative power of artificial intelligence in strengthening grassroots governance across India. In an exclusive conversation with DD India, the minister said that India's leadership in hosting the summit reflects the country's growing stature as a global technology powerhouse. He also credited the country's rapid strides in AI and digital innovation to the visionary leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, stating that policy clarity, political will, and a strong reform agenda have accelerated India's technological transformation. DD India's Tapas Bhattacharya has this interview.
Artificial intelligence is going to be an important component of our working, whatever we are here, whatever be our domain. So not only that we have to be good learners, if we are not good learners, we have to learn to be good learners and we have to be fast learners. One. The other part is that even however much you detest this new option, you can't do without it. Otherwise, you will be at the risk of being left behind. And here we have developed a large language model. But for the first time, and the credit goes to Prime Minister Modi, because he has an out-of-box thinking, he encourages these initiatives. I think for the first time, government has taken an initiative to come out with a government-owned sovereign long language model. So, and this is going to extend to 22 languages which are in the 8th schedule. We have already, Prime Minister launched 3 of the models yesterday. 22 are already now accomplished the text part of it. The speech part 15, that also will soon accomplish in a month or so. But having said that, the science and AI is not bound by the 8th schedule. So we'll have to go on for the further dialects, because India is a heterogeneous country. And therefore this will be applicable in the health sector, in the education, in agri, everywhere.
In short, how do you see AI Summit becoming a great success? I mean, what was your opinion?
Yeah, this is the 4th summit, World 4th Summit happening over here, and that to India as the venue. So that itself is a great honor for us. And not only it has sent out a message, look here under Prime Minister Modi, India now is ready to play a global role. We are among the first line nations. And at the same time, it has given us a huge geopolitical boost.
And India's Minister of State for Health and Family Welfare, Anupriya Patel, participated in a session on innovation to impact AI as a public health game changer at the India AI Impact Summit 2026. And during the event, the minister highlighted that AI has been integrated across the entire healthcare system.
We have integrated AI in the entire health continuum. So from disease surveillance to prevention to diagnosis to treatment, it's everywhere. And it shows the power of AI in bringing about a transformation. Our premier institutes like the All India Institute of Medical Sciences in New Delhi, and also the AIIMS Rishikesh, PGI Chandigarh, and 2 other reputed institutes. These have been designated as centers of excellence for AI in healthcare.
On the second day of the AI India Impact Summit on Tuesday, a discussion on the topic of AI for national defense was held at Sushma Swaraj Bhavan. The Director General of the Defense Research and Development Organization, Chandrika Kaushi, stressed the urgent need for developing indigenous artificial intelligence solutions for the defense sector, saying India cannot depend on foreign developed AI models for critical military applications.
आज के क्षेत्र में AI एक ऐसा साधन है जो कि हर क्षेत्र में डिफेंस में हमें सहयोग दे सकता है। जहाँ भी डाटा है और हमारे पास हर तरफ डाटा है, चाहे वो वॉर रूम में बैठे कंट्रोलर के पास हो, कमांडर के लिए चाहिए हो, या फिर लाइन ऑफ कंट्रोल पे सोल्जर के पास उसके डाटा के लिए, जहाँ भी डाटा है उसको डाटा को एसिमुलेट करने के लिए, डाटा को डिसीजन मेकिंग में सपोर्ट देने के लिए AI आने वाले समय में एक अहम भूमिका अदा करेगा।
Still to come here on DD India Newshour. India and France to hold the 6th annual dialogue, the defense dialogue, on February 17 in Bengaluru. Agriculture Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan launches new digital companion Bharat Vistaar. Geopolitics and trade deals. Economic challenges amid development. Hard work and the path to prosperity. It's the economy always. Between walkers, money is what money does and says. Supply creates its own demand. Between the bulls pulls and bears tears. When supply chains globalization and India rises to the podium. We'll get you centered with the economic brief at 8 p.m. every Thursday on DD India. You're watching DD India Newshour. I'm Mark Lynn. Artificial intelligence is rapidly reshaping industries, workplaces and daily digital life, emerging as one of the most transformative technologies and a focal of global conversations. From large language models to AI guardrails, let's decode AI buzzwords.
First things first, artificial intelligence or AI refers to the simulation of human intelligence by machines. Large language model or LLM or LLMs in plural, this is a type of AI model trained on vast amounts of data like books, websites or articles to understand and generate human-like language. Generative AI, an AI which can create new context like text, images, music, code or video in response to prompts. Use case means how AI is applied in real-world scenarios or simply its practical impact. Common use cases could include fraud detection in banking, personalized recommendations on OTT platforms. Algorithm, a set of defined rules or instructions which tell a computer how to process data and make decisions. Think of algorithms as the building blocks of AI systems. AI guardrails, safeguards woven into AI systems to ensure they operate safely, ethically and within defined boundaries. They are designed to prevent harmful, biased, illegal or inappropriate outputs and to align the system's behavior with laws, policies and human values. Bias or AI bias, systematic errors in AI outputs caused by skewed training data, flawed assumptions or design limitations. AI hallucination, when an AI system generates information which appears plausible and convincing but is factually incorrect or fabricated. Prompt, the input or instruction given to a generative AI system to produce a response. Token, a unit of text which could be word, subword or character which an AI model processes during training and inference.
The President of Estonia, Alar Karis, arrived in New Delhi to participate in the India AI Impact Summit. The visiting leader was warmly received by Minister of State for Youth Affairs and Sports, Raksha Khadse, at the airport. And the visit will further strengthen the long-standing ties between Estonia and India. Bolivia's Vice President, Edman Lara, also arrived in New Delhi to attend the India AI Impact Summit. The India AI Impact Summit 2026, it brings together 20 world leaders and delegations from over 45 countries. They are shaping a human-centric, inclusive AI future. Here's the report.
As artificial intelligence begins to redefine economies, governance, science and even the nature of human possibility, New Delhi becomes the epicenter of a historic global conversation. Guided by the timeless civilizational principle of Sarjan Hitai, Sarjan Sukhai, that is welfare for all, happiness for all, the summit seeks to ensure that the future of artificial intelligence is not just powerful, but purposeful, not just innovative, but inclusive. The summit is guided by three foundational pillars, referred to as the three sutras. First is people, promoting human-centric AI that safeguards rights, enhances access to services, builds trust, and ensures equitable benefits across societies. Second is planet, advancing environmentally sustainable AI through energy-efficient systems, responsible resource use, and applications that strengthen climate action and resilience. And third is progress, enabling inclusive economic and technological advancement through innovation, capacity building, and AI-driven productivity and development outcomes. Deliberations at the summit are structured into 7 chakras, interconnected working groups designed to translate vision into action. From human capital focusing on equitable skilling and workforce transitions to inclusion for social empowerment, ensuring AI systems are inclusive by design, to safe and trusted AI anchored in transparency and accountability. The chakras include science, accelerating frontier research, resilience, innovation and efficiency, strengthening climate sustainability, democratizing AI resources, expanding equitable access to foundational AI tools, and AI for economic development and social good, leveraging technology to drive inclusive growth. At the invitation of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, world leaders from 20 countries are scheduled to attend the summit in New Delhi. These include Prime Minister Tshering Tobgay of Bhutan, Vice President Edmund Lara Montano of Bolivia, President Luis Inácio Lula da Silva of Brazil, Prime Minister Andrej Plenković of Croatia, President Alarkaris of Estonia, Prime Minister Petteri Orpo of Finland, President Emmanuel Macron of France, Prime Minister Kyriakos Mitsotakis of Greece, Vice President Bharat Vistaar of Guyana, Prime Minister Oljas Bektenov of Kazakhstan, Aloy, Hereditary Prince of Liechtenstein, Prime Minister Navin Chandra Ramgoolam of Mauritius, President Alexander Vučić of Serbia, President Peter Pellegrini of Slovakia, Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez of Spain, President Anukumar Dissanayake of Sri Lanka, Vice President Sebastian Pillay of Seychelles, President Guy Parmelin of Switzerland, Prime Minister Dick Schoof of the Netherlands, and Crown Prince Khalid bin Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan of the United Arab Emirates. Ministerial delegations from over 45 countries will also be participating. UN Secretary General and senior officials from several international organizations are also expected to join the deliberations as well. The summit positions India as both convener and partner in shaping global AI cooperation, supporting shared standards, collaborative frameworks, and scalable solutions for public good. As the world stands at the edge of an AI-driven era, New Delhi may well define how intelligence serves humanity, responsibly, inclusively, and for the welfare of all. This is Roy's report, DD India.
India's Minister for Agriculture and Farmers' Welfare and Rural Development, Shivraj Singh Chauhan, launched the new digital companion Bharat Vistaar in Jaipur, Rajasthan for farmers across the country. Lakhs of farmers across the country virtually participated in the launch program through the networks of state agriculture ministers, the Indian Council of Agricultural Research, Krishi Vigyan Kendras, agricultural universities and other agricultural institutions. Addressing the event in Rajasthan, Shivraj Singh, he said that under the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, a great campaign of Kisan Kalyan is on.
इसलिए प्रधानमंत्री श्रीमान नरेंद्र मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में किसान कल्याण का महायज्ञ चल रहा है। हमारा लक्ष्य है उत्पादन बढ़ाना। उसके लिए नई नई किस्में आईसीआर फसलों की तैयार कर रहा है। उत्पादन की लागत घटाना, मैकेनाइजेशन और तकनीकी का इस्तेमाल करके कम लागत में उत्पादन कैसे हो ताकि प्रॉफिट बढ़े, उसका प्रयास। किसान को उसके उत्पादन का दाम देना, और इसलिए एमएसपी पर रिकॉर्ड खरीदी की हमने कोशिश की है। मौसम की मार अगर फसल को बर्बाद कर दे तो नुकसान की भरपाई प्रधानमंत्री फसल बीमा योजना जैसी योजनाओं के माध्यम से करते हैं।
Developed under Prime Minister Narendra Modi's guidance, Bharat Vistaar will be available 24 hours a day, in fact, acting as a digital agricultural expert. Bharat Vistaar will deliver reliable information to farmers by connecting various government and scientific sources. Farmers will be able to view information related to, in fact, weather updates and market prices, pest and soil information, crop advice and government schemes. Bharat Vistaar is a voice-first AI system and it allows farmers to access vital information via phone calls. A detailed helpline number is 155261. It's available for voice interaction. The AI platform will provide information via calls, chatbots and a mobile app. AI assistant Bharati, in fact, can converse with the farmers, answering their questions in simple language. The Defence Minister Rajnath Singh will co-chair the 6th India-France Annual Defence Dialogue with his French counterpart Catherine Vautrin in Bengaluru on Tuesday. So the meeting, it's going to review the entire gamut of bilateral defence cooperation with a focus on expanding industrial collaboration. A defence cooperation agreement is expected to be renewed for another 10 years along with an MOU on a joint venture for manufacturing the Hammer missile, which is likely to be signed in the presence of both defence ministers. An announcement is also expected in respect to reciprocal deployment of officers at the Indian Army and French Land Forces establishments. The two ministers are also expected to witness the virtual inauguration of the H-125 light utility helicopter final assembly of Tata Airbus by Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the French President Macron at Vemagal in Karnataka. The core of India-France partnership is underpinned by the shared democratic values based on belief in multilateralism as a means to tackle global challenges, respect for international law, and strong economic, cultural, academic and people-to-people ties. India and France established diplomatic relations after India's independence in 1947. Strategic partnership with France was launched on January 26, 1998. The year 2023 marked 25 years of India-France strategic partnership. Prime Minister Narendra Modi paid an official visit on the 13th and 14th of July as a guest of honor at the French National Day. During Prime Minister Modi's visit to France in 2023, both sides adopted the Roadmap Horizon 2047. French President Emmanuel Macron paid a state visit to India as the chief guest for the 75th Republic Day of India on the 26th of January 2024. In February 2025, Prime Minister Modi paid a visit to France and co-chaired with President Macron the AI Action Summit in Paris. Volkswagen is one of the world's biggest automakers and one of the best-known brands as well. However, behind the scenes, not everything is as shiny as the cars rolling out of the factory. Lars Holter is with Deutsche Welle and he joins us from Berlin now. So, Lars, what's going on at Volkswagen?
Thanks for having me. Well, not enough might be the short answer. Not enough is going on. Sales are weak and it has cut deep into the German automakers' profits. The problems are not entirely new and they aren't surprising anymore either. Volkswagen, like pretty much all the other German car makers, has long not focused on the home market as much as on foreign markets. But the two largest markets abroad, they've essentially fallen apart. There was China, Volkswagen.
Well, we cut across live now. In fact, we are getting images coming in from Mumbai, and these are images of Prime Minister Narendra Modi meeting with the visiting French President Emmanuel Macron. They are meeting in the financial capital, Mumbai. Macron is, in fact, Macron is in India, as we said, on a visit at the invitation of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. We continue to have Lars with us. I think Lars is still with us. Lars, you know, what is Volkswagen planning to do to survive this tricky environment?
They're going for a two-prong approach. On the one hand, they're investing in China to move more production there, fighting to win back some market share with cars developed and produced in China. On the other hand, however, they're trying to cut costs again. By 2028, the company wants to have its expenses down by 20%. And they've announced some details that seem to send a warning to the company's employees. Volkswagen says it might have to look at even planned closings, at mass layoffs. Obviously, there is currently not enough fat to trim. They will have to go to the very heart of the company. The goal, according to Volkswagen boss Oliver Blumer, is to lower the profitability threshold, which means essentially to lower the number at which the company makes a profit from any car sold.
Well, Lars Holter, thanks very much for being with us. We're going to take a short break. You're watching DD India Newshour. Stay with us.
Can the US launch a bombing campaign against Iran? The Philippines vessel suffered structural damage. The saga of child sexual abuse is the United States China's debt trap strategy. Truth is stranger than fiction. But sometimes hard to uncover. Trust us to tell the truth, unadulterated and pure, of every story that matters to you.
Every time they want to say that
We read between the lines, cut the clutter, and connect the dots to get you the full picture. Watch Connecting the Dots at these times with me, only on DD India.
Jharkhand will mesmerize you with majestic nature, rich heritage and colorful culture.
Hello. Johar. Arey, it fits perfectly.
Thank you.
Full workout ho gaya.
Ready?
You're watching DD India Newshour. I'm Mark Lynn. Here's a recap of our main stories. India and France ties are poised for new heights as Prime Minister Narendra Modi and President Macron meet in Mumbai. Prime Minister Modi hopes that the talks will advance global progress. Bharat Gen sovereign AI models launched at the India AI Impact Summit. Union ministers have spotlighted India's role in education, agriculture, health, defense and IT in the AI sector. Tarique Rahman to become Bangladesh's Prime Minister today as the cabinet will take oath this evening. Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla represents India at the ceremony. We're going to play out once again visuals of Prime Minister Narendra Modi meeting with President Emmanuel Macron in Mumbai. A short while ago, we received these visuals. In fact, President Macron is here at the invitation of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and apart from his meetings in Mumbai, he will also be participating in the AI Impact Summit hosted by India, underscoring the growing collaboration between the two nations. And Prime Minister had posted on X, on social media, that India looks forward to the visit of Macron in advancing bilateral ties, taking them to new heights. And the Prime Minister expressed his confidence that the discussions will further strengthen cooperation across sectors and contribute to global progress. And he did say that he was going to see President Macron in Mumbai, which we are seeing him there. And then later, he's going to go, later in Delhi as well. And he called Macron my dear friend. President Macron had also gone and visited, paid tribute with his wife, Brigitte, paid tribute to those victims of the 26/11 Mumbai terror attacks, the soldiers also who laid down their lives in protecting the public there. As we do remember, the world stands in solidarity with India for those horrific attacks in 2008, November 26th, 2008. And Jessica Taneja is now joining us from Bharat Mandapam in Delhi. She's at the AI Summit. Well, Jessica, it's day 2 of the summit. So how is it evolving? What are things, how are things developing there? And what's the chatter like about AI?
Not from enthusiasm, Mark. I'm here at one of the pavilions where I see a lot of people entering in, very curious, and especially the Expo Center. I think it has a lot of people today, more than hundreds. I couldn't count exactly, but with the footfall, you can imagine that anyone and everyone wants to see what India is doing in terms of the AI space to try and understand the world of artificial intelligence just that better. India, of course, becomes one of the first countries to host such a global summit in the global south. So certainly setting some benchmarks there and also starting important conversations around legislation around safety with AI, and of course looking at how automation challenges could be taken care of, could be considered. So there were a lot of discussions right after the build-up of the summit as well, where 7 working groups were formed to look at various other challenges, be it ethics or other compliance issues, and specifically legislation, which many countries have struggled, but with India making few strides there, bringing in those recommendations in the IT Act in February 2026 with a 3-year window to track down and remove all the deep fakes. Certainly, people have set the ground going when it comes to looking at AI, but also making sure that businesses are allowed to scale with AI with a lot of protection and security.
Indeed, and when we look at, we were playing out graphics while you were speaking, we see that there are so many heads of state and government who are present at the AI summit, who will be attending it over the next few days. Put that into context about this being a global event, and also, it's the 4th in a series of summits on artificial intelligence and how the whole concept of artificial intelligence, its action, impact, everything is evolving.
Correct. You're going to be expecting at least more than 11 heads of state, as well as their delegations, ministers. The UK has sent a delegation of Deputy Prime Minister David Lammy, along with their cabinet minister, who's also an AI minister. So that's pretty significant in its own way. Then you have the heads from Estonia. You have the Spanish Prime Minister as well. Pedro Sanchez will be in New Delhi. Of course, the French President Emmanuel Macron, who's right now in Mumbai with the Prime Minister, going about the events of the day. Then you also have the President of Switzerland, who's going to be arriving. And of course, the global tech CEOs from Sam Altman of OpenAI to Anthropic's Amadeus' sibling. I think we're expecting one of them, not too sure about Danielle. So there is a lot that has been planned in terms of bringing in all these global thinkers, the CEOs, the tech companies, be it even semiconductors, from the likes of NVIDIA, to all the big AI tech firms are here in the national capital, New Delhi, to summit this to be part of this one-of-a-kind summit that India has not hosted in the recent past. But at the same time, it goes on to show the kind of energy it wants to put into the AI technology, the AI infrastructure, especially the data bases that it needs to set up, and data centers, which has been a big attraction for most tech CEOs from the Silicon Valley.
We'll leave it there for the moment. Thank you very much, Jessica Taneja, joining us from Bharat Mandapam. Now, Bangladesh's newly elected leader Tarique Rahman is set to take oath as the new Prime Minister of the country today, after leading his party to a landmark victory in the crucial general elections. The newly elected members of Parliament of the Bangladesh Nationalist Party took oath of office at the Jatiya Sangsad this morning, and they did not take oath as members of the Constitutional Reform Council. So Chief Election Commissioner administered the oath in line with the Constitution, as the posts of Speaker and Deputy Speaker of the 12th Parliament are currently vacant. And the Lok Sabha Speaker of India, Om Birla, will be representing India at the swearing-in of the Bangladesh Prime Minister-designate Tarique Rahman in Dhaka. The Speaker's participation will underscore the deep and enduring friendship between the peoples of India and Bangladesh, reaffirming India's steadfast commitment to the democratic values that bind the two nations. Tarique Rahman's Bangladesh Nationalist Party has bagged 209 out of 297 seats, while the right-wing Jamaat-e-Islami secured 68 seats in the 13th parliamentary elections. President Mohammed Shahabuddin will administer the oath to the new cabinet ministers and members at the South Plaza of the Jatiya Sangsad. This is happening later today. Meanwhile, hours before the swearing-in ceremony, Bangladesh's interim leader Mohammed Yunus on Monday announced his resignation in a televised address to the nation. formally ending the caretaker administration that governed after the 2024 political upheaval. Well, Naval Singh Parmar is with us on the phone line from Dhaka. Well, Mr. Parmar, what would you, just put this into context for us, the swearing-in ceremony taking place a little later, the names of the members who are likely to be sworn in the cabinet, and what's it going to look like?
In a few minutes, the new government led by Tarique Rahman will swearing in at the South Plaza of Parliament. There are a list of 24 cabinet minister, which is in Bangladeshi media, and according to the list, almost the major standing committee member of the BNP party are there in the list, like Mirza Fakhrul Islam Alamgir and Salahuddin Ahmad, and there are some two technocrats, even the NSA, National Security Advisor of interim government, Dr. Khalilur Rahman's name is also there, and some media sources says that he will be allocated portfolio of foreign minister. And there are a list of a state minister too. But within a few minutes, once the swearing-in ceremony will happen, then cabinet division may issue the allocation of portfolio to the various minister, officially allocation, and then it will be declared.
So let's look at the interim government giving way. As it, all happened in a very orderly manner. The transition has been smooth.
As far as election is concerned, it was peaceful, but then after there were a post-poll violence in some of the district in which the activists of Jamaat-e-Islami, an independent candidate, as well as the BNP candidate, there were scuffle, and 3 people lost their lives, and some of them, some other injured also. There were some issues with the regarding the Constitutional Reform Council.
Yes.
Today morning, the BNP Standing Committee member Salahuddin Ahmad cleared that the BNP MPs will not take oath as a Constitution Reform Council. At the same time, Jamaat-e-Islami and the NCP, National Citizen Party member of parliament, made clear that if the BNP is not taking, BNP MP is not taking oath as a Constitution Reform Council, then they will not take oath. But then after the issue was resolved, and later on Jamaat-e-Islami and the NCP MPs took oath. But there is a issue, but everything was scheduled as per the previously announced by the interim government, that oath taking will have held at the 4 p.m. Bangladesh time, and international guests, including our Lok Sabha Speaker Birla is in Bangladesh, and some other SAARC country representatives are there. So now the things are in order, but there is something there between the BNP and the opposition party like Jamaat-e-Islami and the NCP. It will be resurface later on. Yes.
Mr. Parmar, also what happens now to Mohammed Yunus? I mean, he's resigned, but is there some likelihood that he will be continued in some advisory capacity?
There is no that kind of any report, but previously he made himself clear that I want to retire now. And as interim government has resigned, and there is no update from the government side, whether or incoming government side, whether he will be in any capacity working as a some capacity or not, that will be time will tell what will happen to Dr. Yunus.
Okay, we leave it there. Thank you very much, Naval Singh Parmar, for being with us. Now, Ukrainian, Russian and American delegations, they are gathering at the Swiss city of Geneva for the third round of US brokered talks on Tuesday. And for the first time, discussions would focus on the main issues, including territories and other demands, which have been put forward by Moscow. 2 earlier rounds of US-backed talks in the United Arab Emirates had led to a prisoner swap, but no breakthrough towards a settlement. Now, Russia controls about 75% of the Zaporizhzhia region. Russia is demanding that Ukraine cede the remaining 20% of the eastern region of Donetsk that Moscow has failed to capture. something that Kiev refuses to do. Now, the US President Donald Trump is pressing Moscow and Kiev to reach a deal to end Europe's biggest conflict since 1945, though the Ukrainian President Zelensky has complained that his country is facing the greatest pressure to make concessions. The second round of talks between the US and Iran, the second round is underway in Geneva on Tuesday. It's aimed at resolving the long-running nuclear dispute, and also Tehran and Washington, they have renewed negotiations on February 6 as their decades-long dispute has continued. So the US envoys are Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner, and alongside is the Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi. They're taking part in these negotiations, and they are being mediated by Oman. President Donald Trump said that he would be involved indirectly in these talks in Geneva, and he said that he believed Tehran wanted to make a deal. The case of the US sex offender, the late Jeffrey Epstein, has created furor in political circles around the world. Now, the former US Secretary of State Hillary Clinton hoped more files related to Epstein would be released. Earlier this month, the former US President Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton, they agreed to testify in a congressional investigation into Epstein. Now, still to come here on DD India Newshour. The Oscar winner and Godfather actor Robert Duvall passes away at the age of 95. New Zealand seals a Super 8 spot in the T20 World Cup 2026. You're watching DD India Newshour. I'm Mark Lynn. The Union Home and Cooperation Minister Amit Shah inaugurated the high-level national conclave Manthan of state and union territory cooperation ministers in Gandhinagar in Gujarat. The three-day meeting is reviewing progress on the creation of 2 lakh new multi-purpose PACs, which have been PACs development of modern warehouses under the world's largest grain storage plan. The integration of states with national export and seed bodies, and the time-bound computerization of PACs. So this Manthan Baitak 2026, it's being attended by the Gujarat Chief Minister Bhupendra Bhai Patel and the Union Ministers of State for Cooperation Krishan Pal Gurjar and Murlidhar Mohol. The Cooperation Secretary also Dr. Ashish Kumar Bhutani. The Lieutenant Governors, state officials and others are present. And these are visuals that have come in from Mumbai, the meeting, the one-on-one and delegation level meetings which are taking place in Mumbai between Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the French President Emmanuel Macron. Macron's visit to India also strengthens India's position in not only in its rise as a global power, but also in regional dynamics. There is, of course, defense cooperation, which is key in this relationship, and of course, the media is full of talk about possibilities in this regard, which we shall get to you when we get that information. But the veteran American actor Robert Duvall, best known for his performances in Apocalypse Now, The Godfather, To Kill a Mockingbird, he has died at the age of 95. Now, he passed away on Sunday at his home in Middleburg, Virginia. Duvall was also acclaimed for his role in the Great Santini, The Apostle, The Civil Action, The Judge, and also Tender Mercies, of which he won the 1984 Academy Award for Best Actor. He received 6 additional Oscar nominations over the course of a 6-decade career. And with more than 100 films to his credit, Duvall has excelled in both leading and supporting roles, and later ventured into directing as well. Tributes have been pouring in from fellow actors, including Adam Sandler, Viola Davis, and Michael Keaton. Directors Francis Ford Coppola, and who had collaborated, in fact, with Duvall for The Godfather and Apocalypse Now, described his passing as a blow. Let's get you the sports news now. And New Zealand sealed their qualification to the next phase of the T20 World Cup with an 8-wicket win over Canada and Chennai, chasing 174 runs for this win. New Zealand were never in trouble. They reached 176 for the loss of 2 wickets, with almost 5 overs to spare. Glenn Phillips was on 76 not out, and Rachin Ravindra unbeaten on 59. Now, the result eliminates the 2024 semi-finalists Afghanistan, as New Zealand joins South Africa as the 2 qualifiers for the Super 8s from Group D. Earlier, Canada's Yuvraj Samra, in fact, earlier became the youngest player to score a T20 World Cup century when he blasted 110 of 65 balls to help his team reach 173 runs for the loss of 4 wickets. He's 19 years old, and he brilliantly anchored the innings after captain Dilpreet Bajwa opted to bat first. The Women's Selection Committee has added Pratika Rawal as India's squad for the 3-match ODI series against Australia, which is part of the multi-format tour which is happening down under. Rawal has been out of action since October 2020, and October 26, in fact the 26th of October, that is, not the year 2026, in the 26th of October, when she hurt her knee and her ankle while fielding in the ODI World Cup match against Bangladesh. The BCCI statement stated that Rawal has completed her rehabilitation at the BCCI Centre of Excellence and has fully recovered from her ankle injury. Rawal will be part of the ODI series, which will be played between the ongoing T20 series and also the one-off test match. Now, India currently have a 1-0 lead in this 3-match T20 international series. That's all we have in this edition of DD India Newshour. Let's know your thoughts on the news of the day. For those of you on the go, get the latest news and updates from India and across the world on the DD India mobile app, available on Android and iOS platforms. Scan the QR code and download it now. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Mark Lynn from all of us here in Delhi. Thank you very much for watching DD India Newshour. Namaskar.